Hey, if you want core strength and abs, don't make this mistake. And no, it's not that I haven't seen
Good afternoon, everybody. How's everyone doing? This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet from my people. Hope you guys are all doing well. Okay, I just want to make sure everything's working good. Got some background music, but I want to make sure it's not too loud. Let me know what you guys think about the sound and with the music in the background, if that's okay. Okay, I think everything should be fine now. I was listening on my phone, trying to see, but I turned my phone off. I'm just getting the comments so I can see the comments through my phone. And there's a lot of different news items I want to take a look at as we're waiting. We're 5 hours from the beginning of this eclipse. And we're going to go over some of these things again and see if there's more information that is coming in. I want to go over all of my YouTube subscriptions and the news that's coming in on the feed. Okay, there's no echo now. And how is the background music? Is that okay? Is it too loud? Can you hear it, or is it too soft, or how's the background music? Okay, nice. Nice, tranquil background music. And that'll drown out maybe my fan. Down here in Yucatan, Mexico, it's pretty hot here. I wanted to go over some things here. The first thing I saw right away this morning was there was an earthquake in Papua New Guinea. Let's see here. Okay, there was an earthquake in Papua New Guinea today. Now, if we go over this eclipse path, okay, let's go over this eclipse path, and this eclipse path goes right over Papua New Guinea. Okay. So that's the first thing I saw this morning. There's already stuff going on in this region. And this could be a precursor to many, many things. And together with this, the eclipses, together with all of the solar activity that there has been, all the volcanoes going off, uptick in earthquakes. This is very big. That right along the path of this eclipse, there's already been an earthquake, and the eclipse hasn't even started yet. So I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. See if we can find a video about the earthquake. Get that off of here.
Un fuerte sismo de magnitud 6.3 sacude Papúa Nueva Guinea. Un fuerte sismo de magnitud 6,3 sacudió el miércoles 19 de abril sacudió en Papúa Nueva Guinea, según informó el Servicio Geológico de Estados Unidos, por sus siglas en inglés. Según la información del USGS, el sismo de magnitud 6,3 sacudió la región de Nueva Bretaña a una profundidad de 55,7 kilómetros. Al momento de este informe no se registran afectaciones a personas o daños a la infraestructura. Papúa Nueva Guinea se encuentra en el Anillo de Fuego del Pacífico, donde ocurren la mayoría de los terremotos y la actividad volcánica del mundo. En el sismo de magnitud 7,6 que sacudió al país en septiembre de 2022, 21 personas perdieron la vida. Hemos llegado al final, déjanos saber tu opinión.
Can't find any other English reports. That was a Spanish report, and then we've got the report from Paul Bagley. Powerful 6.3 quake shakes Papua New Guinea. See what else is going on here. I was watching this report from the Watchman, Eric.
And by the way, they don't get very far.
Eric Stackelbeck. I was watching this report, and basically the Iranian crown prince is in Israel right now, and he's trying to bring about the Cyrus Accords, and he wants to promote peace between Iran and Israel. The timing of this is very, very interesting with this eclipse and with Holocaust Remembrance Day, Iran being Israel's number one enemy, and the Crown Prince is in Israel trying to make peace. Is that another sign when they say peace and safety? The other piece of information that I was talking to Brother Daniel Taylor about was the Elon Musk SpaceX rocket that was supposed to go off on Monday, April 17th, and they canceled it because there was not they had some type of error in the pressure system, or I'm not sure exactly what happened, but they had to postpone the liftoff of the rocket. Now they have it scheduled for April 20th. And they have the nickname of the rocket is Noah's Ark. So Noah's Ark is set for liftoff on April 20th. What do you guys think about that? Let's look at Noah Ark SpaceX April 20th. See if we can find it, and I can show you a video of what we're looking at here. I think this is, they're live right now with this SpaceX Starship flight test. Let's see. Maybe we can find an article about it. Okay, let's take a look at this article. SpaceX postpones test flight of Starship, world's biggest rocket. A frozen valve forced a postponement on Monday of the first test flight of SpaceX Starship, the most powerful rocket ever built, designed to send astronauts to the moon, Mars, and beyond. Liftoff of the gigantic rocket was called off less than 10 minutes ahead of the scheduled launch because of a pressurization issue in the first stage booster, SpaceX said. The private space company continued with the countdown in what it called a wet dress rehearsal, stopping the clock with 10 seconds to go just before the massive engines on the booster were to have been ignited. SpaceX founder Elon Musk said a frozen pressure valve forced a scrub of the launch, which had been planned for 8:20 a.m. Central Time from Starbase, the SpaceX spaceport in Boca Chica, Texas. Learned a lot today, now offloading propellant, retrying in a few days, Musk tweeted. SpaceX said the inaugural flight would be delayed for at least 48 hours to recycle the liquid methane and liquid oxygen that fuels the rocket. The U.S. Space Agency NASA has picked the Starship spacecraft to ferry astronauts to the moon in late 2025, a mission known as Artemis 3 for the first time since the Apollo program ended in 1972. Starship consists of a 164-foot, 50-meter tall spacecraft designed to carry crew and cargo that sits atop a 230-foot tall first stage super heavy booster rocket. SpaceX conducted a successful firing of the 33 Raptor engines on the first stage booster in February, but the Starship spacecraft and the super heavy rocket have never flown together. Okay, I wanted to find information about them calling it, well, here it says Noah's Ark 2.0. Here's another article. Okay, here we go. Next generation Noah's Ark. This is the title of the article. Must to build 1,000 starships to transport life to Mars. Okay, so they're basically ready and planning and hoping to get off of this planet, just like we are, hoping to get off of this planet. And the name of their starship, they're calling them the Noah's Ark. And the first launch that was set for April 17th is now set for April 20th. And we're watching the eclipse of April 20th. I mean, what is this? How is this coinciding with the exact day of the eclipse? I mean, obviously, they weren't supposed to do it on the 17th. They need to delay it to the 20th. And so this is a sign of Noah on April 20th. What do you guys think about this? So I was talking to my brother Daniel Taylor about that, and he said this is pretty amazing. Okay. So let's just go through our news items and see how you guys all doing. Getting anxious, excited, scared. You know, we don't know how everything's going to play out. We're just watching the signs, and the signs that the Lord showed me, connecting everything that we've been watching, especially over the last 2 years, all of the signs of Jonah that we were watching in June of 2021. Really, really amazing how perfectly it's all connected to what we're seeing today. This solar eclipse in the whale, in the constellation the whale, and how the symmetry is perfect from those eclipses. I shared with you guys in the videos about this. Let me go to my let's see here. Photos. So on this photo here, I mean, this piece of information is just amazing. And so remember 2 years ago, we were watching these signs of Jonah, and we were really, really looking forward to leaving in June of 2021. And it's like, why are we still here? And we had the solar eclipse over the North Pole. The next day, the guy got swallowed by a whale. 14 days later, on June 24th, a boy named Jonah, who was a Jew, was saved out of the rubble in Miami, Florida. And then what the Lord showed me now is that if we connect that eclipse from June 10th of 2021 and we go to the hybrid eclipse of April 20th, 2023, the middle day is the blood moon eclipse. That was Israel's 74th anniversary. Exactly. And so that eclipse was huge because it was right on Israel's birthday, and it was the 74th birthday, Israel's 70 years of the fig tree, and then the 4-year delay. And it was like, wow, that was a huge watch time as well. And now it's all, this, it all makes sense. I mean, it's still, we're wondering why we were still here after this, after June of 2021. We were wondering why we were still here after May of 2022. But now we're linking all of this to where we are now, and it's like, wow, it still all makes sense. And now this solar eclipse is in the constellation of Cetus. It's in Pisces, and it's a perfect symmetry. Okay, so this is a sign that we're watching from God, and so we continue to try to put all of these things together and try to understand. And then we have this information about the boy who was saved. It's a sign of Jonah. I could actually go here. I have it all saved in a file. Sorry. So here we have another sign of Jonah on June 24th, 2021. And a boy named Jonah coming out of a condominium that was a Jewish community. The whole condominium, the Surfside condominium in Miami, Florida, was a Jewish community. The boy's name is Jonah. He was the one saved out of the rubble. And to the April 20th, 2023 eclipse, it's 666 days. And so we have a sign of Jonah here. We have a sign of Jonah here with the eclipse. in Cetus, the whale in Pisces, and 666 days. Now, one thing I haven't looked up here, is the 666 days. Let's look up the middle point of this and see if we can find anything. June 24th, 2021, adding 333 days. See what we can find here. Okay, June 24th, 2021, adding 333 days. See what we can find. Maybe we can find another guy swallowed by a whale on that day. That would be. I'm going to have to clean up my computer here. Okay, May 23rd, 2022. What happened on May 23rd, 2022? May 23rd, 2022, 222 days left in the year. That's interesting. Anybody see anything else that happened on May 23rd, 2022? The midpoint of those two events. Mm-hmm. Five things to know for May 23rd. Biden in Asia, Ukraine, baby formula, half marathon gas prices. So anyway, we don't always have to have something more. I mean, this in and of itself is huge. So not to take away from this. So this week, I mean, basically the biggest revelations we have gotten was this middle point of the two hybrid eclipses was the super blood moon over Israel, the longest blood moon of the century over Israel on Tu B'Av, Israel's Day of Weddings. This was huge. Then we found from that eclipse and the hybrid eclipse, the middle day was the first global vaccine on December 8th, 2020. This was the first coronavirus vaccine in the world. Okay. We know that the middle day of the two great American eclipses was the I'm gonna have to clean up my memory here. Don't have enough memory. Keep sending me my warning message. Okay, so let's just go through our subscriptions here and see what else is happening in the world today. We're still 4.5 hours from the beginning of the eclipse.
brothers and sisters, Brother John, watchman for that great day.
Wow,
Here
many
with
fish.
Keith, many fish. God bless you, Brother Keith. Many
Wow.
Johnny.
All right. And Brother
Watchman
Ronnie.
Central.
And Brother Ronnie down in the bottom there. And we're just chatting. And Brother Keith has got some very interesting notes. So you want to share with us, Brother Keith?
And before we do that, Ronnie's going to go to his icon so we don't have any computer issues.
Right, because it freezes off. We have problems in that way. So
I'll be here.
Send me your screen. Many,
You guys were frozen there. All right.
We're actually not. Just on your
See
screen.
what Many Fish has to say here with Brother John and Brother Ronnie.
I'm gonna put the screen on.
He's gonna send us his screen.
Now you see my screen now.
There it is. You see it, right?
You see that?
I see it. Yeah.
And you see that. Okay, just let me know if I'm like, off screen or,
You're doing good. That's wonderful. We're all on screen.
But that was the reason. That's what set the whole thing off, though, was the solar eclipse that we're going to see tomorrow. And those gates that I showed you were brought back to memory through a series of strange happenings, to be quite honest. And when I remembered that Bible verse that's on the arch, I was like, oh my God, the shadow of the eclipse is tomorrow.
Brother Keith, why don't you give a little bit background on how you came about these pictures and what you were doing there?
Oh, it's just part of my work. This is back in 2016. I got hired to restore all these gates were all broken down and busted and stuff. I'll try and share that with you. This kind of shows you something's wrong with my computer all of a sudden.
This seems like
but you can see one of the gates there. It's all broken and busted.
What they have to say here.
I mean, that was the whole case with the whole job.
Add to it or comment
so
on
that's how it came into my life, I guess you might say. But
restoration.
I did the restoration and reinstalled them on the 11th of November 2017. And when I saw that, I did a day count, and it was 2,346 days till tomorrow, the 20th. And I'm like, you got
restoration. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Right. And don't forget, this Bible verse is Song of Solomon 4:6.
Awesome.
So that just set me in motion, and I just started writing all this stuff down. I'm like, wow, and I'm researching all kinds of things.
And brother, what was it on the gate? Will you read it to us, please?
It is Song of Solomon 4:6. Until the day break and the shadows flee away. In the shadow of the eclipse path. You know what I mean?
Shadow. That's our thought now, everyone. We're thinking shadow. We're thinking.
Yes. So I just started going through scriptures. Where does it talk about shadows? And of course, Psalm 23 comes up first, right? The valley of the shadow of death.
So
and Psalm 91.
You want me to read some of this?
You can, sure. You can do whatever you want.
So April the 20th, 4/20, Thursday, hybrid solar eclipse. That's tomorrow, 11/29 or 9/11. Interesting. Eclipse shadow over Exmouth.
Yep, Exmouth.
West Australia, Ningaloo.
Yeah, that's what they call it. I don't know what that means. I didn't look into that.
All right, high military activity in area, same
water.
area. Super cyclone just hit immediately.
It means other
after
things
Obama
too, but I looked
visit.
it up. It means deep
Trump
water.
observed 8/21/2017 eclipse at 2:42 p.m. So that was something that was observed during Trump. There was an eclipse. That was of course the Great American Eclipse in 8/21/2017.
Right.
We got Psalm 23:4, which is, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Got Psalm 91:1, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I noticed that you have Psalms 144:4, and you've got Isaiah 32:2.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Oh, please. Yes.
When you read Psalm 23:4, read that backwards. What month are we in?
Oh, April of 23. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Nice catch. Isaiah 4:6. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime, for the heat, and for the place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain. Okay. Wow. That's a place that we'll have. That's interesting to 4.6, and maybe I'll bring that up later. It's not 4.6, but chapter 4, verse 6. Then you got Lamentations 4:20, again, April the 20th, which of course.
Oh yeah, and John, don't forget that 4/6 this year was Passover.
Yeah, so that's the day of, right? The day of Passover.
Yeah.
Because 5 was the evening of, right? The evening of. There was the 14th of Nisan, and then Passover was Thursday the 6th. Wow. 4/6. That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So Lamentations 4:20. That's you can look at it like April the 20th.
And what's happening on April the 20th?
Well, it's all kinds of stuff. You want to hear?
Jonah
I got some
4:6.
things.
We got
The
it
Lord
started.
prepared a
And
gourd and
I
made
just-
it
I gotta
come
add
up
this,
over
I gotta
Jonah
tell
that
you.
it might be a shadow.
Let me
Interesting
find
that the
it.
book of
Talk
Jonah
for a
talks
second while
about
I
the
find
shadow.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Well, let's
Actually, that eclipse is going on like. Oh no, that's tomorrow. Never mind.
I had a whole bunch of stuff that was. Well, did you know Columbine was like April the 19th or 20th
April
of
20th.
whatever year it was.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
a couple of things that happened. It was like almost like a high satanic day, right?
Adolf Hitler's birthday.
Adolf Hitler's birthday. That's right. That's
Oh, and he was the 4th of 6 children.
oh,
Wow. That's good. Isn't the 20th also the last of the Muslim holy day or Ramadan? Or
Yes, it is. Exactly. Last night of Ramadan. And it's the last day of Nisan.
wow.
Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy stuff.
So we've got. Did you go down? Oh, so where am I? Oh,
Many
Lamentations
fish.
4:20. That's pretty wild, man.
This is amazing information, guys.
So 4:20 Lamentations.
If you hadn't
The
had a
breath
chance
of
to
our
check this out,
nostrils,
make sure you
the
see it.
anointed of the Lord
It's on John
was taken in
Boucher's channel. Watchmen for
their
that great
pits
day.
of
Brother
pits, yeah.
John.
We said, under his shadow, we shall live among. Move it a little bit, among the heathen. Wow, that's some powerful stuff. All right, back it up. All right, and then we got what? Jonah 4:6. This is interesting. We're pointing to Jonah again, right? Jonah, and notice when is 4:6? 4:6 would have been Passover, April 6th.
Right.
So another interesting point, though, if you're at Jonah 4:6 now, you can think of it this way: if he's in the belly of a whale, that's darkness, right? What is a shadow?
The shadow of death.
Shadow of death, darkness, right?
I'm going over a couple comments here in the chat. Going over a couple comments here in the chat. Brother Chris said he sent me an email. Said, looks like we're really going home this time. The other thing I wanted to say, I'll go to my email and we'll look that up, what he's talking about. We can go over that. But the other thing that I shared in one of my videos is that I looked up the Ningaloo eclipse because it's over in Australia. It's called the Ningaloo eclipse. Here's the Ningaloo. He's got it written here in his notes, many fish. And so I looked it up, and it means deep water. And the Deepwater Horizon oil explosion took place also on April 20th. And so it's a real interesting Ningaloo, deep water, the waters of the deep. The whole terminology, deep water, could be connected to the flood of Noah. The deep water, the waters of the deep. And Ningaloo means deep water, and Deepwater Horizon happened on April 20th. And then we've got Elon Musk's Noah's Ark launching on April 20th. So let's go to my email, and let's see what Brother Chris has to say. Okay, April 20 Rapture Watch Part 3. Let me see if I got previous emails to this. Let's see here. All right, let's go over. Jeff Wilkins sent me this. Thank you guys for being here with me on this live stream, and thank you guys for commenting, for the teamwork and the camaraderie you have amongst you. It's really great to see how much fellowship is happening in the chat. It's really great. Jeff sent this to me and says it's predictive programming. Let's just watch it. It's a 2-minute clip here from Star Trek. Yeah, I don't know about that, but anyway, it's interesting. Let's take a look at what Chris has. Okay, from Tony and Steve's findings. Let's see here. This is new. Okay. Watch the sun. This is new from Brother Daniel. Very interesting. But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given to it but the sign of the prophet Jonas. If you go to Gematria Sumerian cipher, that verse comes out as 8886. Then you go to 2 Kings 29, it says, and Isaiah said, this sign shalt thou have of the Lord, that the Lord will do the thing that he hath spoken. Shall the shadow go forward 10 degrees or go back 10 degrees? And that verse in the Sumerian gematria is 8886. We have a total lunar eclipse, a blood moon that happened on April 12th and 13th of 1949. And if you go from that day to where we are now, between April 19th and April 20th of 2023, it's 888 months and 6 days. 8886. From this blood moon over Israel. And they were saying that this blood moon, no, it wasn't over Israel. Let's see. There wasn't a full blood moon over Israel. The eclipse was seen over Israel. It was over South America, the eastern United States. But what they were saying is that this was Israel's first Passover. If Israel was born on the 5th day of the second month in 1948, okay, here's what they are showing about this as being the most important detail in this. Okay, Israel was born in May of 1948. It was already in the second month. So there was no Passover in Israel in 1948. Their first Passover, okay, in 1949, this was it, April 12th and 13th. It was a blood moon, and this was their first Passover of Israel. Okay? And now from that blood moon and from Israel's first Passover in 1949, 888 months and 6 days. And these verses line up with 8886. 8886, Luke 21:25 says, there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Genesis 1:14, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for seasons and for days and for years. And then this verse also, watch and pray so that you may be counted worthy to escape all these judgments upon mankind that will come to pass and to stand before the Son of God. Amen. Has a value of 8886 in the Sumerian Gematria cipher. 888 months and 6 days from Israel's first Passover. Blood moon to hybrid solar eclipse, 8886. Very amazing. Thank you, Brother Daniel. Brother Daniel sent that to me in an email. Let's see if there's more information here. Oh, yeah, okay. This is the information that Brother Chris sent. Brother Chris sent this to me, and I sent it to Daniel, and Daniel created this graphic. Pretty amazing, huh? The first Passover in Israel as a nation, with all of the requirements met to be a nation, had a sign in the sky, a blood moon, the first of a tetrad. 1949, 1950. The first blood moon of the tetrad was Israel's first Passover in 1949. The sun must be in Aries for the first time of the Passover, which makes the hybrid eclipse the sign of the new year. I'm not sure if I agree with that. Everyone is saying that, but I think over time the sun is just, it's shifted, and you're going from age to age. You're going from the age of Aquarius to the age of Pisces, and right now the sun is in Pisces. Okay, even this solar eclipse, it doesn't even seem like it's in Aries. It seems like it's more in Pisces and more in Cetus. And so everyone is saying that for the year to begin, the sun has to be in Aries. I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's what everybody's saying. Anyway, so what they brought forth here is that this was really amazing. Amazing sign. Israel's first Passover in 1949 was a blood moon. 888 months and 6 days. Okay. Now, this is the newest email that Chris sent me, and he said, Brother Steve, we have to watch this. This could be the time we really go home here. Okay, let's read this together. Okay. April 20 Rapture Watch. Part 3, right? Okay, get this. Okay. I saw this earthquake come up 30 minutes ago. M 4.5 off the east coast of the United States. Struck me as strange because in 5 years or so, I've never seen an earthquake reported off the east coast of the United States. Obviously, they happen, but are filtered out by UGS. Anyway, so this is where it gets crazy. I know to measure from the coordinates of the quake to Mount Obama. I know to measure from the coordinates of the quake to Mount Obama. It was 1,212 miles exactly. Okay, so he went from these coordinates of the quake to Mount Obama. 1212 is a number I've seen a few times before. In the Strong's Concordance, it means evident, clear, manifest, evident. Now check this out. Steve's sign in the sun was on 12-12-12, which always made me think of Revelation 12:12. And to be, that's part of the testimony of my sign, is that this is the revelation that the Lord gave me, that the rapture judgment trumpet is perfectly described by Revelation 12:12, where it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he hath but a short time." And so what the Lord revealed to me about 12:12, the day of my sign, and my sign was also at midnight, which was another 12, that there will be rejoicing and woe simultaneously. That as the saints of God go up to heaven, the wrath of God is going to be falling, and it's going to be a simultaneous rapture, judgment, trumpet. That is the revelation that God gave me with my sign. Also, 12:12 reminds me of Steve's sign, and we're watching the hybrid eclipse tomorrow for a possible rapture. Now, Tony told me Steve's 12:12 was the Hebrew date for December 26th. Anybody remember the Hanukkah Ring of Fire Boxing Day eclipse of 2019? Solar eclipse of December 26, 2019. Steve did at least 7 videos on it. There was 101 different things that made us expect Harpazo that day. This was the eclipse of 12/26, 2019. From and including Thursday, December 26, 2019, Ring of Fire Hanukkah eclipse. To and including Thursday, 20 April 2023 hybrid eclipse. 12/12 days, 12/12 clear evident. Wow. You know, I've got a picture. Let me find this picture, guys. Let me find the picture of the eclipse of December 26, 2019, because that eclipse formed a menorah in the heavens. This is going to be amazing. All right, guys, let's take a look at this. December 26, 2019 menorah eclipse. There, okay, here we go, guys. All right, guys, this is amazing. This is amazing. December 26, 2019. This was the eclipse. We had Venus, Saturn. We had the moon and the sun eclipsed here. Jupiter, Mercury, and Mars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the sun in the middle, the 7th. We had a menorah in the heavens. All of the planets were lined up. This was midweek Hanukkah, December 26, 2019. Okay. And my sign came midweek Hanukkah. My sign came on 12/12. And now what brother Chris is bringing out here, that from that eclipse, where we have a menorah in the heavens on midweek Hanukkah, a perfect menorah, I mean the perfect sign of God, the presence of God and the 7 elders and the coming of Jesus Christ. I mean, as Chris said, we had 101 reasons to believe that this could have been the day that Jesus was going to be coming for his church. Now, we've got 1,212 days, which means clear evident, to April 20th, 2023 hybrid eclipse. I'm so blown away by all of this, and I'm so blown away that there's when I first got my sign and I felt so alone and I didn't know what to do, I said, Lord, raise up an army. Raise up an army of watchers and people that can work together, because this is too big for me. This is too big for me. Okay, now let's go and look at some other details that he has written. There's more information here about this. In the shadow of the eclipse. Now we found plenty of connections of eclipses to the Antichrist Obama over the years. The last 3 rare hybrid eclipses alone point to him, besides the regular ones, but my personal favorite was the blood red lunar eclipse that aligned with the 10-year anniversary of Obama's inauguration, which was January 21st, 2019. This was exactly 666 days before he released A Promised Land. Anyway, I'd say it's clear, it's evident. Yeah, very clear, very evident that Jesus has revealed the man of sin in ways the world will never see to those who chose to look for him. So the whole reason I was excited to see 1,212 miles come up from today's earthquake to Mount Obama is because it fits another eclipse span. From and including 28 September 2015, the Tabernacle's lunar tetrad blood moon, the last blood moon of the tetrad, to the January 21st, 2019 Beast Obama 10-year anniversary blood moon, 1,212 days. So all eyes on April 20, saints, come, Lord Jesus. All right. All right. Let's see how we're doing on our time here. Three hours and 50 minutes till the eclipse begins. So I'm looking through all of the other comments here. If you guys have anything to add, please let me know. That was amazing by Brother Daniel, amazing by Brother Chris. So much happening here. And we were watching this video here. While I look at the comments, let's continue looking at this video with Brother John, Many Fish, Brother Ronnie, and all of this information that's coming out about the about April 20th.
Yeah,
that's right. And what's funny too is these gates are at a cemetery.
Oh yeah. See, that's the best part. You didn't tell.
Yeah. Talk about shadows.
The death in the grave.
So Jonah 4:6 says, "And the Lord God prepared a gourd." Now that's usually over there in the time of tabernacles, and made right. it to come up over Jonah, that it might be a shadow over his head to deliver him from the heat, or from his grief.
Deliver him from his grief.
Speaking of deliverance, yeah.
Right.
James 1:17, which I'm not sure why you got 1:17. Oh, first month, 17th day. I don't know.
It's that, and it's also 11:17 was the
right.
day.
You used the number again. Yeah, right. So every good gift and every perfect gift is from the Lord from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no shadow of turning.
No variableness, neither shadow.
Variableness, neither shadow. Amen.
Now make sure when you start reading this next section that the brothers and sisters are paying attention to that 2346 as you start to move.
All right. 4/20/2023. Newburyport Oak Hill Cemetery gates. All right. So that was, what is that? What is the 4/20? That's tomorrow, right? In this year.
Right.
And so
tomorrow.
All right. So then you took the Oak Hill Cemetery gates when you were there and you saw what you saw, and it was in the newspaper, and it had to do with the shadow, right? Your verse that was up on top. And
yeah, well, it just brought me to the day that they were completed, and then when I did the day count, it brought me to 2,346 days on the 20th, on tomorrow.
Okay, so
that's what set the whole thing off. I just went like, "You have got to be kidding me!"
And I
because
yeah.
like the last video I did, I believe was the last video I did, very short. It was on Luke 23:46 on Passover.
Right.
That was the video I did. If you look at Luke 23:46, to me, it's just an absolutely fascinating verse of scripture beyond.
Look at you
my
go with your e-sword. Love it. I love it. Pretty good,
we
Keith.
go.
You're getting good at this here already. See,
Yeah, right.
23.
Look here. And when Jesus had cried with a loud voice, he said, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. And having said thus, he gave up the ghost.
Wow.
23:46. And I look at that as like
Oh,
the flesh is perished,
ah,
and the spirit lives.
And the
The
flesh
flesh
where
is-
you were standing, right there at the cemetery.
Just craziness, man, you know, because we're all 46s, really. We're walking dead spirits, 46s, until we're reborn, and then you live in the spirit in the 23.
Awesome.
and given
Isn't
that extra of the Father, so the new body, that the extra, that's what Jesus got. He got 20.
And his chromosomes were 24.
Right. He was only given one chromosome from the Father. That
Right.
was either the Y or the X or whatever, right? And then,
One Y. It
He
had
had
to
the
be a
Y.
Y because that was the
Yeah.
maleness. That was determined his sex.
there you go.
It gave him his manhood.
That says a lot right there, and we won't go into all of that, but we go so many places with that.
Yeah,
Too many
we'll pass.
places.
We'll pass on that one, John. We'll
Yeah,
pass
all right.
on that.
When men were men. All right.
But yeah, and then when I realized, you know, Song of Solomon, the verse on the arch there was chapter 4, verse 6. I was like, what's going on here, man? There is something seriously being revealed here. And it talks about the daybreak and the shadows fleeing away. And the first thing that came in my mind is that rapture after the eclipse.
Yeah. The fleeing away. What's interesting about this, and I got to get into it somehow. I don't know how yet, but that 4 is showing up. 4, verse 4, chapter 6, chapter 4, verse 6, and it's in Jonah. It's in Count. I mean, it's all over the place on your thing. That's what I was kind of flipping out for.
There's actually more.
Okay.
But I just get overwhelmed sometimes. And, you know, plus like you, all of us, we get something comes up and you're in the middle of a study or something.
Right.
And something comes up, you got to go do something. And that it kind of leaves you a little bit. You know, you can't quite get it back. This was interesting too. They were put up in 1863. I'll show you that. See up here, 1863.
Yep. Did you run that number by chance in the Strongs?
Oh, I'm sure I did, but I forget. Maybe I didn't.
I'll check it out while we're. Let me go.
But what was interesting though, from 1863 to when they were finished, restored in 2016, is 153 years.
Oh, 153
fish. Many fish.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. It's just.
So say it again, like you just said. Repeat.
The gates were built and installed in 1863.
Right.
The restoration I did was done on November 17th, 2016. 1863 to 2016 is 153.
Many fish. There you go, brother. There you go.
You can't make that up. You can't make that up.
It's just insane. That's why I was trying to call you, brother. I was like,
and then go finish that off, Keith.
Oh, you see, November 17th, right there.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and here we are, 7 years later in 2023.
Man.
All right.
Yeah, man,
all
really.
Right. Are you ready for this? I don't know if you're ready for this. Are you guys sitting down? I don't know. I can't see on the camera, so I don't know what's going on. 1863 to superinduce. Labor pains a woman can be induced, right? So superinduce, that is inflict or an evil charge. It says a crime. Bring upon. Okay, the labor pains of a woman are
inflict.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brought upon, superinduced. That right there. Wow.
Yeah, only 3 times. Second Peter.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, John. Thanks for looking that up.
Gee.
So freaking, it's loaded.
Look, we could talk for hours on hours, and
but what it led me into is kind of like a Bible study, really. You know, broad is the gate, narrow is the way, and I just started going into all the scriptures and following it along. You know, the fact that it was a cemetery, you know, death in the grave. Isaiah 53:9 talks about that. And of course, 1 Corinthians 15:55, you know, oh, death, where is thy sting? Oh, grave, where is thy victory? And it's Oak Hill. If you go to Ezekiel 6:13, you know, it's talking about their idols. They're on every high hill and under every thick oak.
Wow.
And then the 613 are the laws, right? The Mosaic laws they claim.
613.
And what really blew me away is Ephesians 2:14. Just completely blew me away. You got to read this. But now we'll start up here. That at that time you were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. And that's another study I want to do, going with the Commonwealth of Britain, the UK Commonwealth, right?
Sure.
And strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without God in the world. But now, in Christ Jesus, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of Christ. Now listen to this. For he is our peace, who hath made both one and
So this is amazing. That just was sent to me by Chris, Born for Battle, from the December 26, 2019 midweek Hanukkah eclipse, where we had a menorah in the heavens with Venus, Saturn, the moon, the sun, Jupiter, Mercury, and Mars all forming a menorah with the sun right in the middle. The total solar eclipse was right in the middle of this menorah. This was such a huge sign. We were watching this. Chris, remember that I did at least 7 videos on this. I did more than that, I think. This was a huge day as we were watching. Midweek Hanukkah, 2019. Anyway, from there to the hybrid solar eclipse of April 20, 2023. It's 1,212 days. 1,212 in the Strong's Concordance means clear, manifest, evident. What an amazing piece of information. Three hours and 40 minutes to the eclipse. And for those who are wondering how I do my screenshots, that's how I do it. Just put the pieces together one by one until I have a screenshot, and then I can just pull it up just like this, and it's very clear and easy to explain, easy to understand. and this is the way the Lord has given me to do things. It's really, He's given me the way to do it really quick, to have it all very, very with the visual aid to be able to explain everything, and so it's easily understood. Praise God. So let's go back to the videos that are coming up and see what is happening in the news here. If anything new we have to watch. Yeah, I mean, I think that second Passover and the coronation of the king is very interesting. I'm really hoping we're looking at this eclipse. I think this might be a sign of heaven. Second Passover in heaven. Okay. And as I said earlier, I don't agree with the studies or the people that the studies of those that are saying that the sun has to be in Aries for the year to begin, and that Passover has to be the sun in Aries. I think we're past the spring equinox. We're easily in the new year. The new year did not begin until after the spring equinox of March. On March 23rd was the new moon of Nisan, and I think that really defines where we are. So this is the beginning of the second month. 2 weeks from now could be the coronation of the King in heaven. And our second Passover, Jesus said, I will not drink of this cup until I drink it anew with you in heaven. And that could be the second Passover in heaven. So that's the way I'm thinking about this. I'm not looking at any signs right now past April 20th. Not that things are not going to be happening on earth and elsewhere and in heaven. But, okay. So as I said, we're hoping for the hybrid solar eclipse is 3.5 hours away from beginning. We're at 4 o'clock here in Central Time. April 19th really begins at about 7:30 Central Time on April 19th, which is well into April 20th in Australia and Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, where the eclipse is going. Okay. Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. Today's April 18th, 2023. And I'm going to show you signs of the prophet Jonas. If this doesn't line up to the sign of Jonas, then I am not Steve Fletcher, a trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed. But he answered and said unto them, An evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall be no sign given to it but the sign of the prophet Jonas. Between the two great American eclipses of August 21st, 2017 and April 8th, 2024, the exact middle day was the first vaccine in the United States, a sign for America. December 14th, 2020. On December 14th, 2020, there was also another total solar eclipse over South America. 3 eclipses all over America. And the middle day was the first vaccine. From the last hybrid eclipse, November 3rd, 2013, to April 20th, 2023, the hybrid eclipse that's going to be happening tomorrow and Thursday, the middle point was the super blood moon over Jerusalem of July 27th and July 28th, 2018. 1,727 days in between to the middle point. July 27th is 727. A double sign of 727. Greek 727 is a sudden snatching, and Hebrew 727 is ark. The super blood moon over Jerusalem was the longest blood moon of the century, and it was on Israel's day of weddings, Tu B'Av. Going from the super blood moon over Jerusalem of July 28th, 2018 to the hybrid solar eclipse of April 20th, 2023, the midday was December 8th, 2020, the first COVID vaccination in the world, in the United Kingdom. The middle point of these 2 eclipses was the first global vaccine, a sign for the world. And this is all explained here in the 1,727 days between eclipses. The midday was December 8th, 2020, the first worldwide vaccine, a sign for the world. This is new information that I have not shared in a previous video. This is confirming the sign of Jonah 100%. From the solar eclipse of June 10th, 2021, where on the very next day, a man was swallowed by a whale, to April 20th, 2023, the hybrid solar eclipse that is in the constellation of Pisces and Cetus, the sea beast and the sea whale. The middle day was the total lunar eclipse of May 15th and May 16th, 2022. This was Israel's 74th birthday. The 70 years of Israel plus the 4-year delay of the fig tree. Exactly, and this is the midpoint of the 2 Jonah eclipses. And this is fully explained here, that from June 10th, 2021 to the total lunar eclipse of May 15th and May 16th, it's 340 days. And then going from May 15th, 2022, 340 days, it brings us to the hybrid solar eclipse of April 20th, 2023. And the total lunar eclipse was May 15th and May 16th of 2022. The midday of the sign of Jonah. On June 24th, 2021, there was another sign of Jonah. Jonah Handler was pulled from the rubble from a Miami condominium, and this was a Jewish community. So Jonah was a Jew pulled out of the rubble on June 24th, 2021. 666 days to April 20th, 2023. The hybrid solar eclipse in Pisces and Cetus, which is the sea beast and the whale. The sign of Jonah plus 666 days to the final sign of Jonah on April 20th, 2023. The first hybrid eclipse of November 3rd, 2013 went exactly over the village of Barack Obama. Barack Obama was born in Kenya on August 4th, 1961, the 216th day of the year. And the eclipse that went over the exact village of Obama's birthplace, over his village, the eclipse time was 2 hours and 16 minutes. Just as Obama was born on the 216th day of the year, the eclipse time was also 216, which is 6 times 6 times 6. The eclipse of April 20th, 2023 is going over Australia, and Barack Obama was just in Australia. From start to finish, everything is showing Barack Obama. From the hybrid solar eclipse of November 3rd, 2013 to the hybrid solar eclipse of April 20th, 2023, 3,456 days. 3456 means to be desolate. From the Revelation 12 sign, September 23rd, 2017 to April 20th, 2023, 2,035 days. 2,035 means to overthrow, destruction, or ruin. We just shared with you that from eclipse to eclipse, 3456 means to be desolate. This is the same exact meaning from the Revelation 12 sign. 2,035 days. Destruction, ruin, overthrow, and desolation. In the Hebrew, 2035 means 7,000. And this is the number of the remnant of God, of those who had not bowed their knee to Baal. 7,000 that God has reserved for himself. This is the remnant of God, 2,035. But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. There shall be no sign given to it but the sign of the prophet Jonas. The hybrid solar eclipse of April 20th, 2023, the sign of the prophet Jonas. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed.
Need to turn this into this? Try Lucid Chart.
Okay, I want to go over this chart that was just sent to me. This is from Bible Numbers for Life. Theme 9, the age of grace ends, the great tribulation begins. Thank you, Brother Mark Daniel Kapoor. And he mentions that April 20th is day 110. And if we look at Bible's number for life, let us consider what 110 means. The other thing that Sherry Delville shared in a comment on this is that the new moon apparently it's showtime more than ever, according to Google. On April 20, 2023, the new moon in Aries will conjunct the North Node in Taurus at 12:12 a.m. Eastern Time. Another 12:12. We've been talking about the connection of 12:12. My sign was 12:12. My sign was in the sun. And even according to Google, it says this is a magic hour. Given the new moon solar eclipse occurs at 29 degrees, now more than ever is showtime. And 29 in Hebrew means departure. 29 degrees, 12:12, 29 means departure. 12:12 means clear, evident, manifest. And 12:12 means in the shadow. And it also means clear and evident. In the shadow, clear, evident. We have the shadow of the eclipse. We have the clear, evident, manifest. Wow. So April 20th is day 110. And if you look at the meaning of these days, the meaning of these numbers, 105 means strength in suffering. 106 means faithful witness abused. 107 means cry to God in distress. 109 means defender of the poor. And 110 means the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord, 110. April 20th is day 110 of the year. The day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night, as labor pains on a pregnant woman, they will not escape. The other thing that is just amazing is that if we look at the exact location of the eclipse, actually it shows up better here in Sherry's screenshot that she had right here. This exact conjunction with the total solar eclipse, the moon, the sun, and Jupiter's the man-child from Revelation 12. I mean, what are the odds? And this is really set apart by itself. Everything else is off to the side. The focal point of the eclipse is Jupiter, the moon, the sun, and Pisces, and the sea beast, the whale. They say it's in Aries, but we're still right here closer to Pisces, so I don't know when they would consider it actually moves into Aries. Everything from our viewpoint shows that it's still in Pisces, okay? So the fish, the sun, the moon, Jupiter, the man-child. I mean, the revelation of Jupiter as the man-child from the Revelation 12 sign is just, it's so huge in all of this. And look at where this is all lining up, coming up to the eclipse of April 20th. Okay. Bye.